The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Burnout is reaching an all-time high due to the pandemic. Hi, my name is Tom Marino, and I'm the founder of Monarch Life Coaching. For years, I've guided my clients through the maze of obstacles that block the road to success by using the power of their choice. Through personal coaching tailored to their needs, my clients have achieved success both personally and professionally. Please contact me, Tom Marino, by visiting tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. Don't let your fears and feelings of overwhelm hold you back anymore. Let me help you to remove these obstacles. Whether you are an entrepreneur, small business owner, or an executive, let me help you to achieve harmony and avoid burnout. Please visit tommarino.com or call 516-588-0750. That's 516-588-0750. Tom Marino Coaching. Choose your adrenalized life.
Are you happy? Hello, it's Thursday, 3 p.m. How are you feeling? Are you excited for this week to be over? Or are you exhausted and can't wait to go to sleep this weekend? Are you stuck in traffic right now? Are you behind someone who's driving way too slow for you and you got somewhere that you want to be? Well, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I am glad you're listening. My hope is no matter how you feel right now, by the end of this show, I want you to feel adrenalized. Welcome to the Tom Marino Show. I'm your host, Tom Marino. Yes, today is Thursday and I'm excited for this weekend. I have some fun plans coming up and a lot of activities that I want to get to, and I can't wait. I'm very excited to host this show. I'm very excited to be part of 103.9 LI News Radio. A special thank you to David Levenstein, my executive producer, for the opportunity to be here. Thank you, David. Welcome to the inaugural show. I'm just so excited to be in the studio, be with all of you. Glad that you are here and listening. And I am just so grateful for the opportunity to speak to you. So thank you for tuning in, and I'm so happy that you did. So what is the Tom Marino Show? Well, first and foremost, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am Tom Marino. I am a life and executive coach. I work with high-achieving small business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives to create harmony in their lives through the power of their choices. Essentially, I work with people to do a few things. 1, reduce your stress. 2, reduce burnout from happening. 3, create harmony, because the work-life balance is just a myth. I help people make choices that align with what they want for their life. I help people who struggle or who are stuck in achieving their goals. I help people in their personal, or as one of my clients likes to refer to it, my unprofessional life, but I also help them in their professional lives. I also have a micro niche of young professionals that I'm currently working with and mentoring as they navigate their professional and personal lives. The mission of my coaching practice, the reason why I'm here, is to help people choose an adrenalized life. So Tom, what is this adrenalized life? You're probably saying to yourself. What is this guy talking about? You know, never heard of him before, never seen him before. What is an adrenalized life? Well, an adrenalized life is a way of living that results in confidence, worthiness, motivation, and fulfillment. It's being catapulted from your current state and being in a place where you want to be, choosing the life that you want. It's living each day with motivation for new learning and for new opportunity. It's waking up every morning with the feeling that everything is the way it's supposed to be. It's where everything is in its place. So if you're feeling confused right now, you're not sure what's going on in your life, you're not sure what direction you're headed, you're too tired, you're too exhausted, then listen, I'm here to help you get to that adrenalized life. I'm here to help you choose that life for yourself. Well, how do we get there? Well, that's what we're going to talk about on this show. This being my first show, this is my first radio show ever. This is my show. I've never done this before. I'm new to this, and I hope that I do a good job for you because that's what I want. I want you to get a benefit out of this. I always tell my clients or prospective clients when I'm talking to someone for the first time, if we only get this 30 minutes to spend together with each other, and I serve my purpose by helping you, and I have some kind of impact on you in some way, then I've served my purpose and I thank you for it. So I hope in this next few 20 minutes or so that we're going to talk with each other, that I can have some kind of impact to help you get to where you want to be if you're not where you want to be right now. And if you are where you want to be right now, I want you to get further. I want you to reach that place that you absolutely want to be at. So I don't want anyone to live a life that's not happy. I want you to be happy. You know, there's so many things that are going on right now in our world that we can be easily distracted by the drudgery and the negativity of it all. But that's what life is not about. It's not about living negatively. It's taking every experience, good and bad, and creating opportunities to learn and understanding that there are opportunities to learn. And if you spend your life with that, looking at life as an opportunity for growth, for new experiences, then you're going to live a life that's full. So the goal of my show is to help all of you develop some strategies. I want you to come away from my show each week with a new strategy that you can implement very easily in your life. I want it to help you to choose the next chapter of your adrenalized life. There'll be 4 key features of the show. The first, my goal is to provide education and insight. I want to share my experiences with you as a coach. I want to talk about some of my personal experiences. I want to talk about the experiences that I've shared with my clients and their experiences of this transformation process. I want to teach you new ways of thinking, share with you a way to reprogram your perspectives, to change some of your perspectives. Oftentimes we get stuck and we can't see clearly in front of us. And it's time for a perspective change. I want to foster your education to identify how to overcome obstacles and teach you what it means to integrate fear in your life. We will learn how to set achievable goals, and I will walk you through every step of my choice model. And my choice model is something we're going to talk about on a future show. Maybe next week we'll talk about that. But the model is a 6-step model for making sustainable change in your life. And I'm going to help you do that. Number 2, I will lead you to action. I will help you get unstuck. If we don't take action, we wind up in a world of inaction. And I don't want our only action to be inaction. We're going to focus on making progress over striving for perfection. And I'm going to challenge you each week to take another step out of your comfort zone and explore new territory in your life. I will be your tour guide through that unknown road ahead. Together, we will make changes through those actions. Number 3, I will connect you with people who are going through their own change process. I want you to be inspired by their stories of change, by their stories of transformation. I've gotten to work with amazing people in my practice, and I want them to share their story with you because they all came to me with this idea that change was not possible. I don't think I can do it. Show me how to do it because I don't know how to do it. And once they got on that road to change, on that bridge, they crossed that bridge to change, they've made incredible strides in their life and they are living adrenalized. So together, I will join you on your journey to a place where change is not just constant and not something to be afraid of, but it's something that becomes your norm. Together, we'll come out of our comfort zones and embrace new opportunities to learn and to grow. We'll create boundaries and expectations, and we will be taking care of ourselves. We'll talk a lot about self-care. We will talk a lot about emphasizing how important self-care is in this world. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the battle of self in between selfishness and selflessness and where self-care comes in that place. And ultimately, an adrenalized life is one without burnout. So burnout is our number one problem right now in our society. And so many of us are fatigued So many of us are mentally exhausted. We can't see straight. Many of my clients say to me, Tom, I'm just so drained. How can I get out of this funk? How do I change where I'm at? I don't know what my options are. Well, I want to help find those options for you. I want to help you create possibilities. And the fourth thing we're going to talk about is coaching you to options. I will coach you to gain clarity and see what your options are. As a coach, I help people to create possibilities all the time. I will help you to open the gates to let new things in. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. This is Tom Marino and the Tom Marino Show, and I will be right back. But remember, our mission here is to help you to choose your adrenalized life.
Happiness is to you, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like.
And welcome back to the Tom Marino Show. I'm your host, Tom Marino, and we're talking today about my first show and what we're going to be doing on this show going forward. And one of the things we left off with is creating options and understanding what our options are. You know, right now I mentioned that burnout is pretty high. And Indeed did a study actually, and 52% of people are reporting that they're experiencing burnout. And it's insane to think that many people are experiencing burnout, but we've been through a really tough time. But when we're burnt out, we're stressed out, we're fearful, and we're overwhelmed, we fail to see all the options that we have. And in order to lift the fog, we need to take action. And that's what coaching is about. It's about taking action and helping people to take action, especially when you feel stuck. I always tell clients when they are feeling stuck that life is like a video game. Okay, you have to think of it in the context of a video game. I don't know what video games, I haven't played a video game in a while. I think the last thing I played was a baseball video game with my son. But, playing a video game, there's already pre-programmed options at each level of the game, no matter where you get in that game. And depending on where you arrive, there's an option that you're going to receive from that program structure. You're going to choose something, or you're going to end up somewhere and something else is going to open up for you. And when we're burned out, we don't always see what those options are. It's like getting stuck in the video game a bit. Remember playing Pac-Man? I'm going to date myself. So playing Pac-Man, we used to have the little lever to move Pac-Man up and forward, left and right and back. Remember, every time he ate some of those little dots on the screen, sometimes if you kept going straight, you bumped into a wall, right? And then you had to back up a little bit, get him to move a little bit to the left. Well, when we're burnt out, we're constantly hitting that wall. We're constantly hitting that brick wall, and we're hitting it over and over and over. And what I want to help you do is make that slight turn to the left, so that you can start moving forward. But you always ran into that ghost, right? I remember playing, I used to hate those ghosts. I used to try to run away. And we were so limited in those early video games that you really couldn't go many places fast. It's not like the video games of today. But the bottom line is that all you had to do was make a slight move to maybe avoid that ghost. And if you got eaten up by that ghost, the game started over. But that's what life is like a lot. When we really think about why we experience burnout. Sometimes we hit up against that wall. Sometimes we don't know what direction we're going to go. But if that game ends, there's always something new. And I learned that lesson 4 years ago, right? I'm talking a lot about burnout, and you're probably saying to yourself, Tom, what the hell do you know about burnout? You sound like you're motivated, you're living adrenalized, you have everything figured out, you help people to solve their problems. And that's true. But that doesn't mean I've always been like that. That doesn't mean I've always had all the answers. And I still don't have all the answers. None of us have all the answers. But we all have possibilities, and we all have options. And the goal is for you to find those options. But 4 years ago, I was faced with choosing a different way for my life. Okay, I was in a job, I was stressed out, all these choices that I had made to work in this field of healthcare, because by training, I'm a physician assistant. Yep, you heard me. I practiced medicine for the first 8 years of my career. And medicine is one of those fields where you can burn out very quickly. And with the pandemic, there are a lot of physicians, nurses, hospital staff that are burnt out and looking for new options. So if you're looking for those options, visit my website, tommarino.com. That's tommarino.com. Very easy to remember. And it's Marino spelled the same way that Dan spells it. No relation to Dan, but the same way that Dan Marino spells his last name. So Marino, tommarino.com. But I was faced with leaving a job. I had resigned and I had taken a new job, but the job that I took did not really fully align with who I was. And I didn't realize that at the time. I realized that 30 days in, when I resigned from that job and gave my 30-day notice, in 60 days, I was out of a job. I didn't know which direction I was going to go. Maybe this is talking to you right now in that car. You're driving home from a job that you just don't like anymore because it doesn't align with who you are. So just listen to what happened here. I didn't know what to do. So I decided to network and I decided to call people that I had worked with. And I started a consulting business and I used my expertise in healthcare to start a consulting business. And I was hired by one of my former bosses and I got another client a couple of months later. And life started to fall into place for me because I was doing what I wanted to do. I was in control of my life. I had no longer felt that I wasn't in control anymore. I didn't feel like I was being controlled by other people and what other people were doing. And it didn't matter anymore that life was behind me. What mattered was what was in front of me. And that was the change process that I've gone through. And what I realized is I had to align my life with my values. I had to align who I was with my job and the work that I was doing. And I wrote a job description for one of my clients and I handed it to them and they hired me to fill that job. Now, some of you may say, wow, that's really great that you were able to do that. But the reason I was able to do that is because I started to take control. And I realized in any situation, win or lose, you still win if you learn. You still win if you learn. And that's all that matters. Learning is the key in any situation that you have difficulty. So I learned very much firsthand what it was like to regain control, to take control of my destiny. And that's what inspired me to be a coach. I became a coach to help other people realize the same, that when you're stuck, you have options. I had a client that came to me several months ago who was stuck in this job. She was not happy. There was a merger. She didn't feel like the company any longer aligned with who she was, but she didn't see her options. And working together, we made her options very crystal clear. And in that process of becoming crystal clear, somebody reached out to her. She was putting in the work and somebody reached out to her and said, we want you. She got a $25,000 increase in salary and she has the option of making a lot more in commission for what she was doing. But she said, I never saw those other things as opportunities. And that's what this show is going to be all about. It's about you understanding that you all have opportunities out there that you just need to seize. It's about getting past your burnout, your fatigue, and your overwhelm. So tonight, when you go to bed, I want you to, before you go to bed, I want you to think about the 3 wins that you had today. If you live your life every night going to sleep, thinking about 3 wins that you had that day, you're going to start to measure your own progress and you're going to start to see more things happen for you. Because when things happen for you, you learn and you experience life in a new way. When you take a mindset of things happening to me, like this is happening to me, then you become a victim and you don't see your choices and your options. So I am so excited that I have this opportunity to share with you a little bit about my life. And I'm looking forward to being here each Thursday at 3 o'clock for the beginning of your drive home, the end of your drive home, whatever it is to wrap up your day. And because it's Thursday, you probably, most of us are exhausted. And I don't want you to be exhausted. I want you to go into the weekend adrenalized to get things done. And I want you to finish the week strong. Okay? Recognize one thing. Coaching is a journey and change is a journey. It's a process. We're not going to change things overnight. And one of the things that you're going to hear me talk a lot about on this show is how change is a process, but change does not have to be big. It could be very, very small. Just change one thing. All I'm asking you to do tonight, my challenge for you this week, is to list the 3 things every night before you go to bed that you did today that were your wins. Put that in your life. Get that back into your life. So start it before New Year's comes. Don't make a bogus New Year's resolution. Just start something new. Change something very simple. Okay? This is Tom Marino. You can reach me at tommarino.com. And you could also download my app called Bridge to Change on iTunes and Google Play. But please visit my website, tommarino.com. It has been so much fun doing this first show. Can't believe it's over already. I'm going to have to talk to David about more time in the future. But the bottom line is that I want you to be happy. I want you to choose your adrenalized life. Take care for now, and we'll talk to you next week. Be good.
Give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine.